what am I going to rewrite on the bottom there? Okay, so the 7's in the front, integral 1 over, what'd you say? Okay, do this part first though. Minus 1, you got to match the sign. So if it's a negative 2, it'll be a minus 1. And then 1 squared is 1, so out of the 26, I'll pull 25 forward. That's right. And then plus, and then dx. Okay, from there, what's my a? 5, your u is x minus 1. And you'll notice with complete the squared, your du is always going to come out to be a dx. You couldn't do complete the square if that first term's not just a normal x. Okay, from here, it'll be 7 times. What is the formula? 1 over a, which is 5, inverse tan of what? Perfect. Plus c. Okay? Alright, flip over to the front. Let's work a couple of the trigs from that middle section. I think it's 7 through 12 that are all trig. So why don't you do 7, 9, and 11. Okay, so 7, what's your a? 2. What's your u? X. What's your du? 1 dx. Very good. And if that's the case, you're going straight to your formula. So what am I going to have? Is this a tan or a sine? Which one? This is a tan. Very good. Remember, the sine ones have to have the square root in them. So it'll be 1 over a. What's a? 2 inverse tan of u over a, which is what? X over 2 plus c. Okay, go down one, try number 9. Oh yeah, just put the 7 in the front. Sorry. It looks so much like a 1, you know?
Did you just type it?
I copy and pasted it, and I didn't realize I'd put the 7 on so many of them. Number 9 also has a 7. So you would pull that out to the front. What's your a? 4. What's your u? 5x. Very good. And if u is 5x, what's du? 5 dx, which means that dx is going to have what extra number in it? Du over 5. Very good. So instead of that precious little 7 being alone in the front, what's going to be in front with it? 7 over 5. Good. So we bring that 1/5 out to the front, then it's the same formula as usual. 1 over a, what's a? 1 over 4, inverse tan. And then u over a would be what? 5x over 4 plus c. Okay? Alright, do that last one, number 11. What type is number 11? Tangent again? It's going to be a sine. Very good. And look back at your notes if you need that formula. So find your a, find your u. What's your a on that one? 2? What's your u? 3x? What's du then? 3 dx, which means that dx is what? Du over 3. And again, I don't care about that rewrite step as long as you don't forget. This 3 needs to be brought out to the front. So it'll be a 1/3 inverse sine of u over a. What will that be? 3x over 2 plus c. Got it? Okay, so the other 8, 10, and 12 you should be able to do. Alright, flip over the back. We'll do one more with endpoints. And then y'all can we'll cross out several of these because they didn't work. Okay, number 24. And we changed the upper endpoint on 24 to 5 over 4. Is that right? Is that what I told y'all? Okay, so do the antiderivative of that for me, please. So find your a, find your u, blah, 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 and then we'll pick up together at the antiderivative part. Okay, what's my A? 5, what's my U? 2x, because that's the square root of 4x squared, which means my du is a what? Good job. 2dx, which means that dx is just du over 2. Why does that matter? What's going to be out in the front? The over 2 is going to have to come out. From there, I'm using my formula. What type is this? A sine or a cosine? Or a sine or a tangent? It's a sine. Very good. So what is my formula going to be? Inverse sine of u over a, so 2x over 5. Do I put a plus c? No, because why? We have endpoints. Very good. My upper endpoint is a 5 over 4. My lower endpoint is a 0. What'd you say? I know, it's so fun, right? Okay, 5/4, we're plugging it in. Now, when I plug in 5/4 with a 2/5 on it, that's going to be the inverse sine of 2/5 times 5/4. What's going to happen with the 5s there? They're going to cross out. And what is 2 over 4 the same as? So really, I just want to know what's the inverse sine of 1/2. Now remember, on your hand trig, if that's what you do, that means you want 1/2 to be the answer for sine. So think about on your hand. Okay, I want one sine finger on the bottom. So this one has to stay. Which one am I bending? That one. So if this is 0, what's that finger? Pi over 6. Very good. Then for the bottom one, I want 0. Well, when I plug that in, that's the inverse sine of 2/5 times 0, which is just the inverse sine of 0. And which finger would I bend if I want to have no bottom fingers? Oh, pinky, which would be 0. Then what do I do with those two things? Subtract. So you do pi 6 minus 0. And then don't forget to multiply by the 1/2. So it would be pi over 12. Very good. Make sense? Any questions? Okay, so several of these don't work, and I don't want you to be stressed out over things that don't work. So number 25 we're going to cross out because it's a repeat. It is exactly the same as number, whatever it was, 17. Okay, number 26 does not work. We'll just make a sad face, okay, because I know you really wish you could do it. Number 22, was that a repeat? I think it's a repeat off the front. Okay, go up to number 16. That's a sad face, doesn't work. Aw, we're so sad that we can't do homework. Okay, then flip over to the front, and I think only number 2 on the front doesn't work. Okay, you would try number 2, but the right stuff doesn't cancel out. Okay? So, there you go. Now you know what to do.